Like that first third down throw to Stellato where you're rolling out to the right side, early in the second quarter is really when things started to get going. Just what were you seeing there, and what did that conversion do to get things rolling?
Yeah, Coach Riley kind of said it in meetings Sunday and Monday. That was probably one of the biggest plays of the game. Just because exactly kind of what you just said, just kind of got things rolling for us. And, anytime you have a big third down conversion like that and keeps drives going on the other side of the 50 was huge. So that was a big play. Was kind of playing the boundary and wasn't there. They dropped the end kind of into what we wanted. And then just kind of had made something happen. And Troy did a great job in kind of a scramble drill scenario. And it was a big-time play, so it was awesome.
It's really one of those first games in a long time where it hasn't clicked immediately and exploded. How have you learned from these last few weeks? Why were you able in this one to get it going and just kind of that mental space you are in when things aren't clicking that's maybe different this year?
That's football. It's not always going to be perfect, but you try to chase perfection every single day and every drive and everything that you do. So, you chase perfection so you can execute, excellence. It's kind of something that we live by. And, I think that, we didn't score the first two drives and, you can kind of think to yourself, dang, whatever. But then we come back and score 6 straight touchdowns. And that's what, just looking at it from our point of view, my point of view, that's what really mattered in that last game is, we want to go out there and score the first drive, and we want to go out there and score every drive. But when you don't, and you don't start off hot and you don't, maybe score 8 touchdowns the first half, you just can't, panic at all. You just got to stay calm-minded and just, hey, let's just truly move on to the next play and the next drive. And that's what we've been able to do a really good job of. And that's what was kind of different, I would say, from this year. It's just, when stuff might not be going our way, everybody's just calm-minded and ready to go on the next one and excited to go play again. We get another opportunity. We get one more drive. Let's go make the most of this next one. So it's just kind of how our mindset is now.
Flexed another muscle,
yeah, absolutely. Just kind of grow another part of our team and just resilient. Yeah, it's great.
I think Antonio relayed something that Adam Randall said in terms of we expect to score 40 points. If we don't score 40 points, it's almost a disappointment. How much is that the mentality, kind of the offense now?
Yeah, he said that it was an offensive meeting, player-led meeting on the day of the game, I'm pretty sure, and it's really true. It's really true. Just the mentality of there's a new expectation. It's not like, it's not like before the game we're hoping to, our one goal is to let's go score 40 points, but it's like if we don't, it's like we come back Sunday and we're like, dang, we didn't do what we knew that we could have done. Like Florida State, for example. We're down the end zone and. They did a great job stopping us, but that game could have gotten a lot farther if we just converted, 3 of 5 of those red zone, opportunities. So, just the expectation that we have for ourselves, it's a different mentality that we've had before, and it's great. It's really good. Just a new mindset and a new expectation for sure.
Just speaking of Adam, specifically. Being his roommate, kind of how crazy is it that he's able to come back that quickly from the stress fracture in his toe? Is that just something you kind of expect just from what you've seen of him coming back before the ACL and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it is really crazy. Just because other people that have had that same injury, and you ask them about it, and they can't believe it. I've never had that, thankfully, and but. I don't really get it. He just must have, freak of nature genes or something that he can just recover so fast. But, I mean, it is amazing. The fact that, literally next week he wanted to go out there and was suited up to ready to go play Florida State. He's just a warrior. And he's tough as nails, and he loves football. He loves the competition. He loves the game. He doesn't want to be out of it for a second. That's I think that's why he has so much respect on this team. Is, he's a great leader. He's the leader of that room, and he's never taken a day off, even when he's hurt. So.
It seems like the offensive line has kind of cut down the penalties compared to last season. I guess from your perspective, why do you think that change has occurred this season?
Penalty-wise, I guess just more sound in their technique, just kind of more in unison and just being on the same page and better preparation. I don't have a great answer for that just because I'm not an offensive lineman in terms of penalties, because I feel like most penalties are maybe, holding or false starts and stuff like that. But I guess I think really just the way Coach Luke prepares them, the way our intensity of practice, scout team guys giving us great looks every single day, and coaches getting them ready. So whenever they do get out there, they're ready for the twist, they're ready for the stunts and movement pre and post snap. And they're not ever having to panic whenever they're out there. And I think that they're just, they're calm out there and ready for anything, whether it's tempo or coming out of a huddle, whatever it is, they're ready. And I think that's probably a big part of it is just, when they're out there, they're always in control. Yeah.
CJ Spiller's going into the Ring of Honor this weekend. Can you just, Dabo said it's like he was like born to be a Clemson Tiger, and he just exemplifies kind of what you guys are here. Can you just speak to like who he is and what he means to you guys as players?
Yeah, I love Coach Spiller and just everything that he means to me, and just I had talked with him yesterday, just thanking him for just the role model and just the person that he is. He's somebody that's kind of been through it and at a very high level, and somebody that I know everybody in that running back room looks up to a lot. And it's a huge honor to have somebody like that, coming back and giving back and coaching us. That's something that we don't take for granted because, he's only been here for a couple of years and already look at his resume, So just really thankful to have him and super excited for him to be able to, get up there. It'd be awesome.
I guess going back to the offensive line, how different is your level of comfort just sitting back there, just with all of the twists and the stunts that they're picking up, and how little is actually coming your way? Like, how different is it just from last year to this year in terms of just sitting there and feeling like you have time?
Yeah, I've got tons of comfort. Lots and lots of comfort in those guys, and just so much trust in them that I don't have a doubt in anything whenever I'm out there behind them. So just the level of comfort that I have with them is it's huge, and I don't feel an ounce of panic or anything like that whenever I'm out there with them. I get to be cool-minded and go play quarterback. So.
I think you mentioned in the offseason, you attended the Manning Passing Academy. You spoke to former Super Bowl champion Pete Carrol. Just how much has their wisdom and teachings kind of played out so far, helped you so far this season, and has that shown up on the field?
I would say little things. Kind of like whenever it happened. Nothing like crazy where I'm a completely different quarterback or anything, but just a couple little things that they would talk to me about, and just how to approach the game, especially just year to year and stuff like that. And definitely learned a lot from Coach Carrol and some other guys, but was really thankful for those conversations. I can't really think of one nitpicky thing that they taught me, but going through my notes, I bet if I went back and looked at them now, I would be able to, really, really dissect and be like, yeah, that's helping me, that's helping me, that's helping me. But off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything specific, but I guarantee you that there's definitely some things that I learned that are translating into the season for sure.
How often do you go back and look at the notes?
I go back and I looked at them a lot through fall camp and stuff, and just kind of getting me through the season, because a lot of it isn't really a lot of the stuff that I was really playing or learning wasn't necessarily the game of quarterback. It was more a lot of the outside stuff and stuff like that. So getting ready for whatever comes after, but also hey, how do you prepare, how do you lead, and just stuff that I've tried to mimic over time. So yeah.
I'm not sure if we ever asked you about this, but Jordan Palmer, why is he a guy you kind of linked up with? I know you took a trip with Brittany and Antonio out there this summer. Why?
Yeah, I got connected with Jordan going into my senior year of high school. Met him at Elite 11 and just kind of clicked right away, and was a guy that, there's lots of great quarterback coaches. I had a quarterback coach in Austin for my whole life, and there was a coach at Elite 11 named Brian Theobald, and he was great. I worked with him from 6th grade until I graduated high school. Taught me everything about, mechanics and, drops and, getting parallel with your arms when throwing the football and everything, and getting your back hip into it, and just really thankful for him. And then kind of the next step was going to work with Jordan, and he's got guys like Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, and list goes on and on. Worked with Deshaun and Trevor and all these guys, and that definitely brings you in and kind of draws your eyes. But then you go and sit down with him and him and the other guy that he works with, Mike White. Just the mechanics side, and it's another side of the game that's nobody really talking about, that I just am totally drawn to, in terms of just a lot of things, but it's very mechanical based what I work with him. But yeah, after Elite 11, met with him a couple times, did a couple workouts in Austin, and then I've gone out a couple times in the last 2 years to go see him out there, and got to bring Brittany and Tone to just it was great, kind of a bonding time. Out there in California for a couple days, but he's just I've been loving him, and I've learned so much. I've learned a lot from him, and just being more consistent in my footwork and stability, and being able to move at a very efficient rate in the pocket and with my feet. So I've been loving him.
Do you actually talk to him during the season, or is it just meet up at off season type deal?
Meet up off season, and then. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of private, but yeah, sorry. Yeah. I'll probably hold off for that one. Yeah. Nah, he's been great, though.
Tony Elliott, not somebody who coached you with during the recruiting process.
Yeah.
You had met him. What do you remember from him? It's going to be a little weird having him on the other sideline.
I'm excited to see him. He was, kind of the main guy that recruited me, him and Coach Streeter. And then really, kind of right before or after I committed and signed and everything, then he ended up, taking the UVA job. And I actually have never met him and shook his hand, but I'd probably talked to him more than anybody else when I was getting recruited because of COVID. So lots of FaceTimes and lots of text messages, and he was probably one of the big reasons that I wanted to come here, just because of the man that he was, and the resume, and the coach that he was, and the person he was. So. It is. So definitely excited to see him, and it'll definitely be pretty full. It'll be pretty cool.
It'll be kind of surreal to actually see him.
Yeah. It'll definitely be a little funny. Yeah.
Any questions for Cade virtually? Anybody else in the room?
I'm just going to ask you about, so you're having this season where fans are worried you're going to be leaving for the NFL this year, and you're getting ACC recognition and all of this national attention, but your social media is always full of you hyping up your teammates and sharing their milestones and their accomplishments. What is it about shining a light on your teammates that is a part of who you are? Why is that so important to you? And just maybe a characteristic of this team and the success we're seeing.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say, first of all, if you really want to be great, as a team, you need all 11 guys working together on that field at the same time. And you can just look at the last, you can look at our loss this season of, hey, maybe 9 or 10 guys are doing a great job. And, the 11th guy, the quarterback, didn't make a good play on that play, and everybody else is doing a great play or doing a great job or stuff like that. But, my mindset is I can't ever be great by myself, and that's just the truth. You look at any great quarterback in the history of quarterbacks, they were never great by themselves, and it's football. It's a team sport. You can be a great NBA basketball player and be one of the greatest NBA basketball players of all time, and you can be on a decent team that whole time, and you can go put up 50 points every game, be the best player ever, but there's no great quarterbacks that have ever been great by themselves. And quarterbacks will always get way too much praise, and they will always get way too much hate at times. but that's the job that comes with it. So anytime that I get a chance to just honor my guys, they deserve it all because they're doing the same work I am every single day, and I would not be. I don't think that we would be succeeding at a rate that we are if it wasn't for everybody else in this building. I feel like I've made strides in my game, but so has other guys. And I don't think that there's a direct correlation between my play and the team's success right now. It's everybody else. It's offensive line playing a heck of a job this year. It's us having a very, very elite receiving room and a very elite tight end room. It's having the best running back in the country right next to me. So, that's just it's not just me out there making plays. It's all 11 guys working at once, and that's just kind of my mindset on it. Yeah. I know it's very long, but yeah.
Anybody else for Cade?
Jake Briningstool, another 100-yard game against Wake Forest. What is it like to have an outlet like him on a consistent basis? What has he done to elevate his game this year?
Yeah, Jake is, he's a heck of a player, and just, really thankful to have him on my team, and he can kind of do it all. He's an incredible route runner, and just sees the game really well, and it just has a great vision for whenever he's on the field, and is very just kind of savvy with his routes and finding good spaces, and he knows how to get open, and that's what's really special about him. I think that he's really just still getting started. He's gonna have a heck of an NFL career, and just really thankful to have him on my team for sure.
Anybody else? All right, Cade. Thanks,
Awesome.
man.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.